On July 1st, 2025, federal agents arrested Noah Lamb, a 24-year-old man from Northern California, after uncovering what authorities called a meticulously coordinated plot to target and kill multiple U.S. federal officials. Lamb, a self-described white supremacist, had allegedly spent months operating in encrypted corners of the internet, particularly within a neo-Nazi propaganda and terror incitement channel known as the Terrorgram Collective. Lamb's arrest followed a months-long investigation spearheaded by the FBI's Joint Terrorism Task Force, which had been monitoring suspicious digital chatter related to threats against federal judges, a U.S. senator, and other high-level officials. What they discovered was both disturbing and highly organized. Lamb had compiled a detailed kill list that included home addresses, photographs, and personal data of public officials. Most of the targets were selected based on their race, religion, gender identity, or sexual orientation. Investigators stated that Lamb not only collected this information, but also solicited others online to assassinate the individuals on his list. According to the federal indictment, he was actively encouraging violence against these officials, posting messages and guides on how to carry out the murders without detection. In one case, he allegedly offered cryptocurrency to anyone who would carry out an attack. Prosecutors claimed that Lamb believed such assassinations would ignite a race war and collapse the federal system, an ideology that mirrors accelerationist white supremacist doctrines. The digital trail led authorities to Lamb's Telegram account, where he operated anonymously under pseudonym. However, a confidential informant within the Terrorgram Collective, working with federal investigators, helped link his online alias back to his real identity. Armed with search warrants, law enforcement raided his residence in California and seized multiple electronic devices, handwritten notes, and manifestos glorifying mass shooters and domestic terrorists. They also recovered weapons accessories, survivalist gear, and Nazi memorabilia. According to the criminal complaint, Lamb posted violent propaganda online, including manipulated photos of officials with crosshairs over their faces and captions that encouraged followers to erase the enemies of the white race. These messages were amplified in extremist echo chambers, drawing support from like-minded individuals who shared bomb-making instructions, surveillance tips, and assassination strategies. The Justice Department charged Lamb with 8 felony counts, including conspiracy to commit murder, solicitation to murder federal officials, interstate threats, and doxing. U.S. Attorney Philip Talbot stated during a press conference that Lamb's actions were part of a broader and escalating trend of racially motivated violent extremism, and stressed the importance of holding accountable anyone who targets public servants through violence or intimidation. Lamb's arrest sent ripples through extremist online communities, some of which began scrubbing their Telegram channels out of fear of further infiltration by law enforcement. Others, however, hailed Lamb as a martyr in the making, further alarming federal authorities who warned of potential copycat plots. In court documents, it was revealed that some of Lamb's targets had previously received death threats and required heightened security. A federal judge listed on the kill list had ruled in a high-profile hate crime case years earlier, which investigators believe may have been the motive for her inclusion. Lamb pleaded not guilty during his arraignment in federal court in Sacramento. He showed no emotion as the charges were read. His defense attorney argued that much of what was found were just words on the internet, and claimed his client never actually acted on the threats. However, prosecutors pushed back, emphasizing the level of detail and planning involved, and how Lamb had repeatedly tried to incite others to act in his place. The FBI stressed that the case was a reminder of the evolving nature of domestic terrorism. While Lamb may not have physically carried out the violence himself, his ability to radicalize and direct others toward acts of terror via digital platforms was just as dangerous. He remains in custody, facing a maximum sentence of 85 years in federal prison if convicted on all counts. His next court hearing is scheduled later this month. The Department of Justice said the investigation is ongoing and that they are examining whether Lamb had direct contact with any individuals who had been preparing attacks or had taken steps to carry out his instructions.